What's going on, guys, and welcome to the first episode of my FIFA 16 player career mode. Yes, player career mode is back. We're calling it my player, just like last season. So my player basically is a player career mode, and I'm really excited for this. Now, last year I ran a player career mode. I didn't start it for quite a while, but for this year's player career mode, I thought I want to get it started as soon as possible. Obviously, it's been a couple of weeks since FIFA has been out. I was hoping to get it up in the first week, had a few problems with that, sadly, but now my player is born for FIFA 16, and I am so excited for this, and hopefully you guys are as well. Now, as you can see, just like last year, I'm creating my pro to begin with, and we will be playing in the attacking midfield position. I did that last year. I thought it was a little bit different to usually playing as striker, and I thought it's where I play best at, to be honest, sort of getting involved in the play as much as possible, getting assists as well as goals. I love getting those assists, prefer them to goals, to be honest, and I'm really excited for this. And as you can see, the team I have chosen to start the player career mode off with is Bournemouth. Now, the reason I've chose Bournemouth is because they are a newly promoted side of the Premier League last year, and my last year's player career mode, my player, that was a newly promoted side as well. We were with Burnley, and I think that was one of the best seasons of that career as well. That's why we're choosing another newly promoted side, just to keep it sort of, I guess a bit like last year's as well. Starting off at a newly promoted side, trying to burst onto the scene right away, not go out on loan in the first season, hopefully, touch wood, and try and make my mark with a newly promoted side, keep them in the Premier League, and hopefully do something special like last year where we helped Burnley get into the Europa League in the first season. Still, as you can see, that's my pro here. 72 overall, central attacking midfielder. Obviously start off with the 2-star skills and weak foot as well. And this is the Bournemouth side I have joined at. I would definitely say that I am good enough to lock down a first choice attacking midfield position in this side. There are some decent players here, don't get me wrong, and there are some decent central midfielders here as well, but me being 72 overall already at just 17 years old, I did get the 5% boost for the attributes as well, and of course don't forget I will also probably progress pretty quickly in my career as well, hitting some early accomplishments early on. I think I should be able to be the best central attacking midfielder in this club for the foreseeable future, well, at least for the first season anyway, depending on how long we stay here, and I'm really excited about this challenge. Now, last season in my player I did sponsorships, and a few people asked me whether I was going to do the same thing again for this year's my player, and I will be doing just that as well. So it means that even though you may be unlocking boots during the season pretty quickly, depending on what accomplishments we hit, I still won't be able to wear them until I've met some criteria to attract the sponsors. So if you're new to my channel, basically in order to wear certain boots by certain manufacturers, I need to get their sponsorships. First one is Umbro. I've got to be 75 plus overall rated, play 30 plus games, and also have 10 plus assists and 10 plus goals as well. Second sponsor is Puma, only 5 sponsors this year. Second sponsor is Puma, 75 plus rated, 40 plus games played, 20 plus assists, 15 plus goals. We also need to hit 20 plus % overall progress in the accomplishments and be valued at least £7 million. As for Adidas, they're the third sponsor, 80 plus overall rating, 60 plus games played in all competitions, 30 plus assists, 25 plus goals, 30% plus overall progress for the accomplishments and valued at £15 million or more. Under Armour, the penultimate sponsor, 85 plus rated, 80 plus games played, 40 plus assists, 30 plus goals, 50 plus overall progress for the accomplishments, valued at £25 million minimum. We also need 2 trophies in our career or more. We also need to be playing in Europe and also hit a memorable moment, which I'll discuss in a minute. And the final sponsor is Nike. Check out the criteria I've got here for Nike. I've made it very difficult this year. I got to be 90 plus overall for Nike, play 100 plus games, hit 60 and 50 assists and goals or more, 60% overall accomplishment progress or more, minimum value of £40 million, 10 England appearances, 5 plus career trophies. I also need to have made sure I've played in the Champions League final and also had at least 3 memorable moments. Now, what are the memorable moments? You are probably wondering, what are memorable moments? Basically, memorable moments are these. I've got 10 here. I've got to try and hit these to attract those sponsors between Nike and Under Armour. Fancy pass assist, a volley assist or a goal from outside the area, back heel assist or goal, bicycle kick goal, free kick goal from 30 plus yards, a goal from 40 plus yards, scoring the winning penalty in a shootout, assist from inside the own half, goal line clearance, or score or assist 5 or more goals in one game. Now, those memorable moments are things that I'll be trying to hit during my career, not targets if you will, but certain things that if they happen, we'll take a snapshot of them, always remember it for the collection book if you will, and those will help me attract one of those sponsors between Under Armour and Nike. So for Under Armour I need at least one of those, and for Nike I need at least 3. Now when I hit a memorable moment, I get to unlock one of these. Player career focused trainings from the catalogue, and that means that I can boost my training development and double my growth during the sessions, or if I would rather, I can unlock some accessories for my pro like tight kits or black gloves or giant afros, just whatever I fancy really. I can take my pick from the catalogue. It's like a reward system really. I can take my pick of whatever I want. So those are the memorable moments right there, and after that we get ourselves back into the player career mode. Also for this year as well guys, because the training feature is now being implemented into player career mode as well as manager career mode, I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below how much training should I allow myself, because I've heard this year if you train pretty much every single opportunity, you can, develop so quickly and you can be like 85 plus overall in the first season. So let me know in the comment section down below, should I be allowed to play the drills or simulate the drills whenever I want, or should I just only be allowed like once every 2 drills or something? What should I be allowed for player training? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll try and mold this series into a format that you guys would like to see, so I don't really want to see my pro already be like 85 overall in the first season. Still, we had a pre-season tournament to play with Bournemouth right to begin with in this series. Now I will say as well, if you're a new viewer to the channel and this is the first player career mode of mine you'll be watching, basically I will be playing these games live, I will be commentating over them live, but for these 3 games in today's episode I did them as post commentaries, because quite frankly this year, as you guys probably know, if you follow me on Twitter at Docklanders, you'll definitely know, this year's game on Legendary is unbelievably frustrating, and even more so when you're just controlling one player on the pitch. We had these pre-season tournaments here. Now last year player career mode on Legendary was really tedious at times, but this year it's just on a completely new level. Genk took the lead in this game through De Camargo, but we were barely getting any chances whatsoever. I mean, it was so frustrating, and I do want to make sure that I stay on Legendary this year. I do want to keep it on Legendary. I don't want to drop it down to world class, but depending on how the season goes, I might possibly lower the difficulty, because quite frankly it's very difficult, and I know that I always try and keep everything I do on Legendary because I just think it's the best difficulty for me really for a challenge and also for good gameplay. But this year I'm not sure whether I'll be able to get too much good gameplay whilst playing on Legendary, because there just aren't really many chances to get created, to be honest. We would go ahead and draw this game in the end, the first pre-season friendly out of the tournament in the group stage. We got ourselves an equalising goal here. I was involved in the build-up, didn't get the assist or the goal or anything, but did spread the play out wide for the cross that resulted in the assist for the goal. But yeah, in the comment section down below guys, don't just let me know about the training, also let me know about the difficulty as well. Would you be against me switching to world class at a certain stage if the season is just going too slow, because I'm not really getting involved in the play much? Because that is definitely something you'll be noticing as you'll be watching these games in this episode and probably for the first few episodes. The gameplay is very slow paced, and in a player career mode where you're only controlling one player, there's not much you can do to up the tempo. So yeah, if I switch it down to world class, let me know whether you guys would be against that or not. I will most likely keep it on Legendary for the first 6 or 7 episodes at the very least, but I may switch it down to world class, but I want you guys to let me know in the comments whether you would be okay with that. Still, we drew the first game of the pre-season tournament. I didn't really have the best of games. Then we came into our second game in the pre-season tournament against the Italian side Palermo, and once again this was a really slow paced game, a game which I really struggled to get into, to be honest. Palermo did have the first chance of the game in the 24th minute, did show it at the post, and then Ryan Alsop got onto the rebound. It was still 0-0, and in the 34th minute we had our first chance of the game. I picked out Dan Gosling, who went for goal from range, but he put the shot wide at the post and behind for a goal kick. My style of play, by the way, for those of you that may be new to my channel, my style of play is pass first, shoot second. That's always how it's been. So this year, if you're wondering why I'm not scoring as many goals as certain YouTubers would in player career modes, it's because I always look for the assist first, always try and spread it to a teammate. But in this game, I didn't really get the ball at my feet very much, and when I did, I was really, sort of like in a holding position, to be honest, and I just couldn't force my team forward. Eddie Howe put the setting onto defensive, and of course you can't change that when you're just being a player and not the manager. And once Palermo took the lead through Cassini, we struggled to create too many more chances. One of the final ones fell here in the 71st minute as we got ourselves inside to possibly take a shot through Callum Wilson, and the goalkeeper turned it behind for a corner, and that was how the game would finish. So Palermo 1, Bournemouth 0 was the final score of the second game in the 3 in today's episode. And you'll see in the match stats once again, it's a game where there just wasn't really enough direct play. As you can see, I did pass the ball around quite a lot in this game, 100% pass accuracy, but just didn't get it in the right areas. And it's just, you know, this year the game on Legendary, and I hate to keep on going on about it, but I really do need to make you guys aware, because the gameplay will be so much more different compared to last year's player career mode. If you watch that, this year's game on Legendary, particularly on player career mode, is just, it's just so poor. It's just so bad. It is so frustrating, and you can barely do anything unless you just get the ball 100% of the time and you're constantly calling for it, which I never really like to do. Regardless, we drew the first pre-season friendly of our group. We then lost the second one against Palermo, which meant coming into this game against the Turkish side Bursaspor, if we didn't get ourselves a win, we would be out. And even if we did win, there was still a chance that we would be leaving the competition early. The first chance of the game would fall in the 34th minute though, as we received the ball here with Callum Wilson, who spreads the play out wide towards Richie. Eventually they worked their way inside to me. Not the best of first touches, but certainly a good through ball to Callum Wilson. And we would make it Bournemouth 1, Bursaspor 0 in the 35th minute. So Wilson with a goal. Of course, got himself a bit of a sad injury in real life, real shame about that. But either way, this was a really, really poor first touch, completely unintentional the way it just bounced in front of me. But that was a really nice through ball inside to Callum Wilson. And in my third pre-season friendly, I finally get myself an assist or a goal. And of course, it is the former. Obviously, for the sponsorships, those assists and goals don't count. But either way, I still really wanted to do something in pre-season to show Eddie Howe that I'm not going to be a young flop. I do want to succeed in this Bournemouth team, and getting an assist for the first goal of the game was pretty nice to see. Bursaspor had a good chance to equalise here just past the hour mark, so they get themselves inside to shoot, but it goes over the bar and behind for a goal kick. And the final chance would fall from a free kick here later on in the 76th minute, I think it was, as Zuzak goes to shoot it from range, but the Hungarian can't hit the target, and it goes over the bar and behind for a goal kick. So final score was Bournemouth 1, Bursaspor 0 in our third and final pre-season friendly. Honestly, not the best of 3 games for me. I did get myself an assist in this game, but as you'll see by my match rating, in all 3 of the games, didn't really play to the best of my ability. Obviously, just finding my feet. First 3 games in the player career mode, and of course, this year's game on Legendary is a lot different to last year's, but either way, not the best of start to me, and hopefully we'll pick it up in the next episode where we have the semi-final of this competition, as we did progress to the knockout stages, despite only winning 1 game in the group. We'll have the semi-final in the next episode, and hopefully we'll play some better football, and I'll get involved a bit more. But that does in the first episode of My Player, so thank you very much for watching, guys. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the first episode, then please do leave a like. It's much appreciated. It really does help my channel out. Don't forget to let me know in the comment section down below about training, and also the setting for the difficulty in this year's My Player. But thanks for watching regardless. Really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you for the second episode of My Player very soon.